everyone, and welcome to our first ever podcast of Wigless and Crying, a gay fantasia on trashy themes. I'm joined here by Joshua Allen.
Hi.
And JC Lee.
What up?
Who are both screenwriters. My name is Adrian Anchondo, and I will be moderating the conversation. So, here's how it works.
Every week, we'll get these queens to discuss topics on pop culture, politics, and just general shade.
This is where our listeners come in. You will have a chance to tweet in topics that you would like them to talk about for the next show
using the handle @WiglessCry.
I will then write these topics on pieces of paper and have the boys pick them out of a wig, hence Wigless and Crying. Since we hope that this will be a podcast that you will listen to after your Saturday night hookup and before your trashy Sunday brunch, Joshua and JC will be drunk during the discussions. There will be a 12-minute time limit per topic. After each 12 minutes, Joshua and JC will take a shot and then pick their next topic. Since this is our first podcast, we can't rely on our audience, so we have come up with the first 3 topics. Everyone get it? Good.
And just to warn you, this podcast is probably not suitable for work.
Okay, guys, so before we begin, can you please tell me where the name Wigless and Crying came from?
Josh, I think that's up to you.
Yeah, so everyone remembers where they were when Beyonce's visual album dropped.
I was bottoming.
Fair. When aren't you? So when that album dropped, JC and I, had a text exchange where we decided we know what's happening right now in this moment. Somewhere in like a Toyota Tercel, Lady Gaga is on the phone with her manager, wigless and crying.
Which I think describes where Lady Gaga's been since.
It's true.
Rude.
We all loved the Sound of Music number, but
it was great.
It was beautiful.
But like, is that supposed to erase the memory of art pop?
No,
Yeah.
It's still on my phone and it's upsetting.
Yeah.
Okay, were there other names that you guys thought of for
We
the
had
podcast?
several possible
Yes.
names. Josh had texted, we drunk. Josh had texted the name High Tea, which
High
I
Tea.
enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed High Tea. I thought that was
Yeah.
really
I liked
exciting.
from top to bottom, but you know.
That's
Well,
great.
that's fine.
From bottom to bottom. I also, in the last like maybe 30 minutes, when I was getting my drink made for me, I requested something fruity, and I thought something fruity
was good. I
really
also
good
enjoyed Unsubscribed.
Unsubscribed.
Which
yes.
is a running theme in our friendship.
Yes, pretty much.
So, are you guys ready for the topics?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're very
bring it
excited
on.
for the
My drink is
topics.
full.
So, I just want everyone to know that each one of us have written a topic that the other one doesn't know about, and it's in a wig. So, I'm about to pick the first topic out of the wig. You can actually hear me rustling through this wig. Ready?
Yeah, that's actually
It's
a wig.
insane, gross
It's a
Tina Turner
horrible wig.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that Josh and I decided that Adrian should not know what the question is until he has to actually read it.
That's correct.
Oh, God. I'm scared. Okay, so here's the first topic, and I have to start the timer after I read it, okay?
Yeah, timers are fun.
Cock rings? Question mark?
Very good.
Cock rings is a
Okay.
very good question.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna put on the
Or
timer.
we can just start talking, Adrian.
No.
Okay.
This is there's
Let's-
gotta be
let's
some
make the people
kind
wait.
of structure here.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Ready?
Oh no, all our listeners.
Okay. So we're starting now.
So cock rings is a very interesting topic. I first encountered a cock ring as a young, nubile bottom.
Nubile.
Sort
Wow.
of looking at the world and wondering what that strange, rubbery...
More like old bile.
Wow. I was giving a memory.
All
I
right.
was living
All right.
a sort of
All right.
Tom from Glass Menagerie memory
Oh my
moment.
god. Oh, you got tricks up your sleeve?
And,
okay.
you know,
All right.
girl, I have tricks up my butthole. And so I was, the cock
So
ring is
good.
an interesting phenom. I feel like it's left over from a very specific period in gay history where Viagra
He's
was...
sugarcoating. It's for people who can't keep their dick hard.
Okay. Tell us about your experiences with cock rings, Joshua Allen.
I mean, I haven't had many. I've never worn one.
She couldn't deign to wear a
No,
cock ring.
honey, I couldn't possibly.
God forbid.
No. What will Mother think?
She's listening. What do you think, Mother?
If my mother ever, I'm giving myself a sign of the cross.
She's
You
doing
can't
a sign
see
of
it.
the cross.
No, one time I hooked up with a dude who, like, suddenly there was a cock ring on. He asked me to punch him in
Can
the
I ask
balls.
you? Okay. There's several moments that need to be deconstructed from the
Okay,
story.
yeah, sure.
One is, now, you were on a date with a guy.
No, it wasn't no date.
Oh. Well, give us context. You were introduced as a screenwriter. So I need
Whoa.
context. I need given circumstances.
Fair. Here were the given circumstances.
Please.
I logged on to Grindr.
That, for those
And
of you
he-
listening who aren't aware, Grindr is a gay...
I think
There's
anyone that
absolutely
is-
no one who's not aware.
a gay social interaction app.
Application.
An app that you download on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
where
I think even straight
Gentlemen-
know what Grindr is.
Exactly.
certain gentlemen can sort of interact with
But
one
also
another.
meet friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a friend through Grindr?
Yes, many.
Like who?
This is why
But you fucked him first.
Yeah.
Let's not
Adrian
go
is
there.
intolerable.
Oh, can I swear?
Yeah. of
Yeah.
Okay, I
What
don't
are the
know.
iTunes?
Our
I just spilled
I
my
don't know.
drink on my pants.
Sorry, I work for a network show.
I just spilled my drink on my pants.
That's great.
You sure
What are you
did.
drinking right now?
Oh, the cocktail of the evening, Josh.
My cocktail of the evening is a Maker's Mark and ginger ale.
Yeah.
It's Canada Dry. Don't worry about it.
Josh and I discussed that every podcast
Every
recording,
subsequent episode.
we would have a cocktail of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight's cocktail is vodka and whiskey and ginger ale and soda.
It's a very it's
Just like Grandma used to make.
Yeah. Yeah,
a
it's like
very-
Thanksgiving.
It's such an unusual drink.
I find that any drink that makes me feel like I'm sexy and fun is a good
A
drink.
vodka with a splash of vodka.
We're mixologists
Always.
at heart.
But Josh, back to the cock
Yes,
rings.
yes. So Grindr.
Yes.
And then I showed up and he had equipment. He had poppers.
I love a good popper beat.
I was like, I haven't done poppers since 2009.
I haven't
My
done popper
goodness.
since Tuesday.
Well, I somehow doubt that.
Yeah, you're right. So, what is today? Sunday?
Yeah.
Last night I did
Exactly.
poppers.
And so then he just like demanded that I do random, slightly abusive things to him,
Interesting.
including punching his balls and.
Did you punch the balls?
Of course I did.
How was that?
It was fun for me.
Great. I feel like cock rings are an interesting thing. I enjoy the notion of the cock ring. I feel that pharmaceuticals have helped us through the era of the cock ring. I feel like you have Viagra now, and you don't really need the cock ring
I
anymore.
maintain that it's for people who can't keep their penises erect.
But there are chemicals that enable that now.
Right.
So why aren't they just on the chemicals?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is about I don't have Obamacare yet.
That sounds right.
Is what
Cover
this is
California,
about.
y'all. Get into it.
So your deadline to sign up was in November, and if you didn't,
Yeah.
there are cock rings available for $3.99 per dozen at your local Costco.
I also feel like cock rings come in a lot of varieties, right? They're just the ones that just look like a literal ring that you just put around your cock
I feel like
and
that's
balls.
all I know about.
But then there are those other ones where like they have two holes in them, like one where like
Two
your penis comes out.
holes?
Oh, you
Josh,
don't,
I don't
okay,
know about
excuse me,
this.
excuse me,
I don't
Anne
know
of
about
Green
this.
Gables. Oh, you don't know?
I'm sorry.
All right. There's a hole where like your penis comes out, and there's a
Yes.
hole where your balls come out.
That's not a thing
There-
I know. So there are cock rings where
Let me
your
take a
balls come out of one part and your dick comes out of another part?
Yes.
Interesting. I've never seen this.
And there's some that look like the sun. Like they have like little things around them.
Are you writing a haiku? Because I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Because it doesn't scan.
Yeah,
I counted your syllables.
I'm not clear.
I counted your
I'm
syllables.
not clear. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
You know what I always found really interesting about cock rings is that it makes the penis not feel real.
Correct. The penis tends to feel
Like a dildo or something.
like a rubbery sausage that has been left in the sun.
Oh.
Is that not
Yum.
everyone? Josh is enjoying that. That's not my experience.
I mean, I have limited experience, but
So I will say I tried a cock ring on once.
Oh,
I did
okay.
try a cock ring on once.
How are we this deep into the topic
And-
this is where you're going?
Listen, I'm trying to sort of like just navigate the narrative
Fair.
and enjoy the space. I tried a cock ring on once. I found it uncomfortable and unpleasant. And I feel like the cock ring is a token of a bygone era of gay sex. That maybe we have passed the Rubicon.
But, oh my god, okay, Julius Caesar.
Is that
Or
word?
maybe
Cross
just-
the Rubicon?
Thrust.
The Rubicon is a
through
river,
the
so you have
The
to cross
Rubicon's
it.
a river?
It's a river, yes.
Where?
In Rome.
Not been there.
Julius Caesar crossed the
Not been
Rubicon.
Not been there.
Veni Vidi Vici. I came,
Not
I
aware.
saw, I conquered.
I'm not aware of a river.
Oh my God.
Named
Anyway.
Rubicon.
A river.
Also,
A rubber.
we also haven't talked about the purpose of a cock ring, which
Correct.
is to like
We haven't.
delay. You're supposed to be able to just like fuck for hours and hours and hours on a cock ring, right?
It's an edging thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. For our straight listeners, the three of you, edging.
God, I hope we have three.
I'm surprised if we have
I've put three
gay
total.
listeners.
Yeah.
Well, there are not three of
Yeah,
you.
0.0.
And the three of them are here.
Exactly.
The three of them are our dog. The three straight listeners, edging is a experience where the
It's a
gay
fetish.
male or male, I guess a straight person could edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The male or I guess a female could edge as well.
Kama Sutra.
Just avoids the orgasm, like sort of goes to
Delays
the
it.
threshold of orgasm and then
pulls
avoids.
back, and then like a little further,
and then
goes
goes and then
back.
comes back. Just, we like to think for ourselves in
It's
as an
supposed to make
educational
the
podcast.
eventual orgasm
That much better.
out of control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
Right?
Sting, who sings Roxanne,
Oh my god, I can't.
is apparently
right now.
a big fan of the...
But he's like tantric and all
He does
that,
the
right?
tantric yoga, which I've never done yoga.
I just feel like you'd have to practice that for a long time
the
before you
tantric
got
yoga.
the
Agree.
results that you wanted.
Agree, I've never done a...
And I can't put in that kind of time.
I did Savasana once and farted. So I'm not going to do that.
I've never done yoga. I'm
Never.
just going to admit that.
Yeah?
On
Never?
the podcast, I'm just going to say it.
Well, our topic is cock rings, so
That
I'm
is-
glad that
that
we're
is
here.
true. That
I'm
is
glad
really
that we're
true.
here at Savasana.
How
and
often
yoga.
do y'all see cock rings in porn?
I feel like the cock ring in porn is not a thing because it sort of defeats the fantasy, right? Like, if a cock ring shows up in porn, it's an
I still
admission
do.
that, like, the virility of the porn star is limited,
I agree with that 100%.
right?
Well,
So,
that's the same thing with condoms too. I mean,
oh
that,
boy,
well, I mean,
that's a dark thing to
I
say.
know, but it's true. It's
Wow.
something in porn that for some people takes away from the actual experience,
I mean, look,
enjoyment.
I'm gonna be honest. I enjoy bareback porn as much as the next person.
Sure.
But, you're right.
Also, though, you can... For me, sometimes when they're like, "Oh, I'm taking the condom out, I'm tearing
It's
it over
too
with my
much.
teeth."
It's too much. It defeats the narrative.
Oh no!
I
See,
think
for
that's
me, I
sexy.
think that can be hot. Yeah,
Sexy, or
I'm gonna
ripping
go on
the con-
record.
ripping
It's part of the
condom off
ritual
right
of-
before-
yeah.
I'm gonna be the unpopular person. I'm gonna say
What?
the unpopular.
Okay.
Listen,
Ooh.
remember in the intro when he said we were drunk? That's a legitimate thing.
popular.
That's Next week, tune in for that bitch. She's gonna be on here.
Dina Menzel.
Yeah,
That's not her.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Kristen Chenoweth. She's not doing anything. She's not doing anything.
Oh.
She'll be on our
She's
podcast.
probably on the
God,
Glee finale.
She's
Did you see
actually walking her dog past our apartment right now. I'm going to go on record and say, like, the use of the condom in porn hurts the fantasy of the porn. Like, it does. And I know
But
that
if
that's
somebody-
not a popular
In my
opinion,
experience
but
with
it's true.
porn, if somebody's wearing a cock ring, ain't no condom.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, let's be honest, people. If there's a bareback porn available, we're going to watch the bareback porn.
I've
And that's
never-
not
I've
clearly not a
never-
popular opinion on this podcast, but I'm going to say it.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. This
Should
is
we
your
move to the
podcast.
next topic?
Yeah, like how has it not been 12 minutes?
We have one more minute.
That's
Oh.
insane.
Yeah. Maybe we kind of over.
Maybe
Well,
we shot too far.
In some,
In
But
some.
I know some-
Josh is
some-
going to summarize.
Okay.
I don't actually know where to get a cock ring, what stores do you purchase them?
I feel like you can order them off Amazon.com.
And there are like a few stores on Santa Monica that probably sell them, right?
I mean, yes. There's a lovely
Pleasure
Russian
Chest,
boutique.
right?
Oh, Pleasure Chest, I'm sure, has tons.
There's a lovely Russian boutique. There's a woman who sells both babushkas and cock rings.
Isn't a babushka a grandma?
Yeah, that's...
She sells actual human beings.
I think it's an object.
No, it's not.
You mean the little dolls that go into each other?
Listen, Vladimir Putin has been
dolls?
gone.
What are those called?
I have no idea.
Vladimir Putin has been disappeared for 10 days.
babushka is for sure a grandma. It's like bubby
Listen,
for Jews.
this is America, and here we call our grandmothers grandmas.
Yeah, well,
we've
maintained great fidelity to the topic.
Ask your grandmother if they've ever experienced the use of...
My grandmother's in a home, so maybe we shouldn't say that.
All right, so we are done with our first topic. Here are your shots. You have to take
I'm not doing it.
You have to.
No, we're going to do our
I don't
shots.
shoot vodka.
Commit.
We do.
Don't worry, that's like
I don't shoot
pussy
vodka.
That's
Cheers.
I'm not doing this.
It's potato vodka.
I'm not doing this.
Salud.
I'm not
Salud. Yeah,
Do it.
Josh, we're doing it.
It tastes really good. It goes down really easily. Okay. Peer pressure. All right.
I washed my vodka down with vodka.
So don't throw up on me, please, Josh.
He's fine.
So this is the next topic. Ready?
I'm really excited for Adrian to have to pull topics out of a wig.
Okay. So the next topic is... Who is the queeniest Disney villain of all time?
Yes.
This is a very good question.
We've discussed this at length.
Josh,
I'm going to let you in on our thinking. I'm really a big fan of Scar. I think Scar is an insanely queeny villain. We've been quoting him quite a while.
Epically queeny.
Well, forgive me for not leaping for joy. Bad back, you know.
Correct.
Hey, Uncle Scar, you're so weird. You have no idea.
Josh, is Scar... So give us Scar's narrative. Like, where did he come from? Where
Scar is like... If anybody watches Empire...
It's a little known show on Fox.
Yeah, it's like a tiny show.
Some people are.
It's really niche.
Yeah, niche. As a person who doesn't know how to say niche would say.
Excuse me. Niche is like saying Los Feliz. You just pronounce it badly.
Except it's
what you do.
Okay, Scar.
Okay, Anti-Way. Before I punch her in the face.
My Anti-Way is my favorite Anti.
I think you're confusing that with your entryway.
My entryway is lined up and fine.
Obsessed with you. Anyway. What was I even saying?
We were talking about Scar. And I had asked you sort of like, what is
the
narrative of Scar?
So if you watch Empire, the oldest son is a character named Andre, and I like to call him the Jan Brady of his family.
It's fair.
Because
that's fair.
He's just kind of never finishing first, ever.
Yeah.
So Scar to me is that kind of character.
Never finishes.
He's like the younger brother who's like has like a scar on his face and is just kind of aggrieved generally.
Do you think that the scar came from like a bad experience with the sling?
Maybe.
Could have been.
But like Scar's whole thing is that he's clearly smarter than Mufasa, his older brother.
Scar is so much smarter than Mufasa.
Yes. When it comes to brains, I've got the lion's share, but when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid of the shallow end of the gene pool. And so, like, he establishes that, like, really up front.
How come Terrence McNally wasn't credited on the screen?
Right. He clearly did a pass.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So I think that Scar he just has the best lines. He has the best one-liners of any Disney villain.
Yeah, that's fair. It's hard to argue with Scar as being the queen.
He doesn't have a romantic life. Like, we never meet Mrs. Scar.
Well, in the sequel, they did try to fix that up with there was a...
Oh, goodness, honey.
I mean,
saw the sequel?
My experience with Scar is
they
that...
were obviously divorced because he...
Because he's a homosexual. Nice callback, yes.
I mean, my experience with Scar is that his desire to sort of like wed Nala, is that correct? Like
No.
He doesn't want to try to marry Nala? Who does he try to
so.
marry? Yeah, right?
Scar tries to marry Nala.
I don't remember exactly.
No, once he took over as king, he tried to fuck with Sarabi a little bit.
Okay, Sarabi.
That's
correct.
Simba's mama.
He tries to sort of marry Sarabi.
Because remember, he slapped her, he backhanded her?
Yes.
That was fucked.
Yes.
And then Simba was like, oh no, you're not going to do that.
And no, he was like,
He goes,
eat
oh
the
no,
cake,
Mufasa,
anime.
no, you're dead.
Eat the cake.
Yeah, eat the cake and some good cake anime.
So, like, Scar has his demons. I mean, I will throw in a little bit for some other Disney villains.
Yeah,
I will say, like, Ursula gives me
Ursula is the
power
OG drag queen.
realness.
Yes.
She gives you sort of everything.
Well,
Yes.
she's based off of Divine.
Well,
She is.
there's Adrian. Well, Adrian is good for a Disney factoid. And if she is based off Divine, she is very well wrought
Yeah.
on screen. Ursula is sort of amazing.
Jafar is also a pretty damaged
Jafar
queen.
is pretty much your quintessential damaged queen.
Yeah.
She
You
doesn't
can find
eat.
Jafar at the bayou.
We've never seen Jafar eat a meal.
No.
Jafar is wearing a corset the entire time.
Yeah, Jafar is snatched.
Iago
snatched.
is sort of like, I have to deal with my friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Jafar is my friend, and I have to deal with
Uh-huh.
her. They're both pseudo drag queens.
Yeah.
Throughout,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think we have to like sort of throw Jafar into the mix. Cruella DeVille, who
Oh,
we've talked
Cruella
about
DeVille. What a
on
great
several
drag
occasions.
name.
I mean, the
Oh my
greatest.
God.
She's the drag mother to America in
She's
many ways.
everything.
I mean,
You know what I think is really interesting is that I think we talked about this before, but for a while in Disney or in any cartoon, remember Bugs Bunny and Warner Brothers, there was a lot of villains were looked at through. I don't know. I guess it was more racist. The villains were of people of color,
Right.
and they were threatening. And then they
No
moved on.
Otherness.
Then
Otherness.
No way.
Then after of the otherness, and then
Yeah.
then Captain Hook was probably the first effeminate
But
man.
he
who
was an amputee.
yeah. And Peter Pan was a power bottom.
right.
I mean, let's just be honest.
But it's
She was 14, but she was a power bottom.
yeah.
We all know.
But that
Darling, he never sucked my cock.
I mean, darling, honey, she never sucked my dick, but Neverland was here.
but the scary thing for people was this sexual the ambiguousness of these characters.
Yeah.
And that's what was threatening. And I think in Pinocchio there's this
A lot
weird,
of anti-Semitism.
well maybe, but I think that
You worked in the fucking Disney.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a lot of anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
well
His legacy is
yeah,
chock
it's
full.
a lot
if
of
you watch
anti-Semitism.
Pinocchio as an adult, you'll see that there's a lot of hints of pedophilia in there. There's lots of that theme is going on.
Yeah.
They get all these boys to go to this amusement park together, and
Yeah.
then when they there's this really weird scene where the two bad guys are whispering in each other's ears and looking at the little boys.
Right,
It's
yeah,
really scary.
right.
But after that, it seems like all the villains have been pretty gay, and I wonder if that will
Yeah.
fly anymore.
I mean-
well, except for like if you think about Gaston, like Gaston was like so hyper masculine.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was like them overcorrecting.
Yeah, Gaston is sort
Which
of
I
the
see
power top of
Gaston
Disney.
like 5 times at Fault Line.
Oh, please. Gaston is the sort of original power top of Disney. And he's fine, but, like, let's all relax. Like, we don't... Like, I don't need Gaston in my life.
Yeah, I don't either.
You know what I mean? Like,
He swallowed eggs whole. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of basic shit is
yeah,
that?
I mean, like, if we want to talk about progressive Disney, let's talk about Mulan.
Oh.
Where we have a woman who
Yes.
dresses like a man.
But it's also so Shakespearean.
Correct. Break
It's
that
very
down,
12th
Joshua.
Night.
Break that down.
Well, she dresses as a man to assert her agency.
Yes.
And get close to the man that
Yes.
she likes.
And then in my book, it's about having
Oh,
sex
Sha-
with the
Shane
man.
wasn't with it.
Because the man in that movie is sexy.
Shane? You talking about
Because
Shane?
he's sexy.
Oh, yeah.
He's sexy.
Shane could
Because
get
like,
it.
Shane, like, he
Shane
put
could
up
get
that
it.
log with the rope.
Mm-hmm, that
And
right.
I-
Man out of you.
All that good
Oh,
herb.
girl. He can make
Shane
a
had a good
man out
hair.
of my butthole every day.
Yeah, I'm with
every
it.
day.
I'm with it.
Shane can make a man out of my butthole.
I'm with it.
And like, there are several Disney villains where I feel like we have crossed a threshold of sort of like what is and is not acceptable in children's entertainment. So like when you get to like Tangled, right?
Right.
Where you have like the incredible stepmother who is like the quintessential gay character in that movie. She's so gay but like so fabulous and wonderful. And that's where we have crossed the threshold. Where like we are no longer worried about the sort of like, oh, gay equals villainy. It's not that anymore. Like now gay can equal fun.
So what do people focus on now? I mean, I guess Frozen, they took the enemy out of the whole.
Yeah.
There was no
Correct.
There was no pure villain.
It's
The
a
villain
very
got more
complicated
complex.
story. It's a very
Yeah.
complicated
was
story.
actually,
Yeah.
Maybe misogyny. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's actually correct. I think that like what's so exciting about a movie like Frozen is that the villain is giving into this sort of like into the typical whatever, like giving into the typical narrative of I'm a girl and I have to be with the guy. I mean, what's great about Frozen is I reject the narrative of the guy and I'm going to be with my sister who like is everything to me.
Yeah.
And that's actually super incredible when you think about that. The progressivism in that is incredible. Yeah, I'm drunk. It's fine. Adrian said we were drunk before we started.
I'm just drinking a glass.
I'm not drunk.
Josh is drunk.
I'm pretty
Because you
drunk.
spit out your shot into your.
I sure did. The listeners can know that shit.
Dear listeners, I
don't
drank
shoot
my
vodka. I don't shoot
shot.
vodka.
Should we move to the next topic?
No, I did. I just wanted to go back to Gaston. You were
Oh,
talking
I
about-
love
this is
Yes.
really
Gaston.
interesting.
Yes.
That Gaston is the most hetero.
Hyper
But
masculine.
like he's performing it
But
in like
isn't
a
it
crazy
correct?
Judith
Isn't
Butler
it
way.
interesting who got cast as Gaston for the movie, the live action movie?
where are we going?
Luke Williams, is it?
Luke Wilson?
No,
Luke Williams.
Luke
the
Wilson
one who plays the
came out.
vampire in that Dracula the movie, who was out of the
The
closet
gay
and
one.
went back, and he went
The
back
gay
into
one.
the
Who?
closet. Luke Williams, I think is.
Who is that? What are you talking
should know
about?
this. You're the executive producer.
He's an executive Medusa.
You're the executive Medusa.
He's an actor who was out of the closet for a while, famously out of the closet,
And then he came
went-
back in.
Who
he
is
went
Luke
back.
Williams? How do
He
I not
was
know
on
this
that
person?
Dracula
he's in the Hobbit. He's in the
Untold.
Hobbit movies.
The Hobbit
well,
movie.
That
Yeah,
doesn't help me because I
He's,
never saw that.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nobody seen The Hobbit. Oh, edit that out.
So he got cast as Gaston in live action.
Yeah.
And he's gay.
He's definitely
Bisexual.
Yeah,
Gay.
He's
Layaway plan? By now,
Bi-
gay later?
But he's bi gay.
So gay.
Gay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so tell me, just let's sum up
Okay.
the Disney villains.
So my summary would be Scar, as we've talked about, is maybe
Scar's
the
pretty
best
queenie.
queen of Disney. I think we could say Ursula is a close second.
Yeah.
I think we could say Cruella de Vil should be up there. We should say Maleficent should be up there. We should say that fucking priest from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that was a
Oh,
scary.
yeah.
Who like is so desperate
That movie
to fuck a
unnerved
girl
me.
that you're
Yeah.
like, you're gay.
Well, that's the thing, is that, like, no matter what, a Disney movie will always dimensionalize
Yes.
a villain.
Yes.
Always.
100%.
All right,
So,
guys,
like-
so we are done with this. Sorry,
And
we're done
Adrian
with
is
this.
trying to move us on,
I'm
and he's
not
trying to
doing
pour
that.
us
I'm not
another
doing
shot.
a shot of
Sorry, we
vodka.
have to move on.
It's
I don't shoot vodka.
Tito's. We're gonna go to Motherlode after this. Join us.
They're not going to
Join us.
Wow.
Cut that out.
We got magic to
Can
do.
I add
We-
at least add some booze?
Yeah,
into your-
add
To my whisk? Okay, fine.
Oh, you're just gonna,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
got whiskey. Okay.
She's got whiskey to do. That's for you.
Yep.
Okay, so our last topic. Our last topic of the evening.
Adrian's pulling the last topic out here. Oh,
We
this
know what it
gonna be-
is.
I know,
This
we
is
know
gonna
what
be
it is.
so
It's
good.
very
I'm
exciting.
I'm so ready.
I'm afraid. Is soon-to-be former Congressman Aaron Schock a top or a bottom?
He's a filthy pig bottom.
Interesting, Josh. I will take the counter view.
No, I'm actually, no, go.
Okay, so for those of our listeners who don't know, Aaron Schock is a congressman from Illinois.
The 18th district of Illinois,
which
my home
is
state.
Joshua Allen's home state. Aaron Schock.
He's the best abs out of
any. I mean,
yes.
Yes.
Ever.
Aaron Schock
Ever.
was
Though Obama could
recently...
get it.
That's not the same thing.
That's a different topic. I'm very, very happy to talk about that.
Aaron Schock recently decided he was resigning from Congress because of a variety of spending charges.
Took taxpayer money.
That seemed to run contrary to what a congressman would spend.
Correct.
So, for example, he said, I traveled 130,000 miles in my car
with my Congress.
Butt boy.
Interesting.
Sorry, did I say that?
Built Congress for it, and then it was revealed that maybe he had spent 90,000 miles.
Right.
So, like Aaron Schock, and we all know him. If you are a faggot, you know him. He
That's so true.
is very good looking.
Yeah.
He is very handsome. A very sensible white boy.
He was the first person
abs.
born in the 1980s to be elected to Congress.
Correct.
Wow.
So, is Aaron Schock a top or a bottom? What do you think?
You know, at first I said he was a
pig bottom.
A pig bottom.
Yeah.
But now I think he's a top, and this is why.
Okay, this is interesting.
Washington Post came out with this great article. Chris Eliza, who writes the
Who
Fix.
we love. We love a good Chris Eliza beat.
Chris Eliza
love Chris Eliza.
Awesome. He wrote this
Fix.
I think it was him. I'm just going to say
Well,
it was him. Whatever.
You know, these white people.
He wrote this article, I think, called The Destructive Mania of Aaron Schock.
Interesting.
Which was about his whole quest to be the youngest person to ever do anything. Because if you don't know this, he was also the youngest person ever elected to the Illinois State House? I think State House. Not State Senate. That was our current president. State House, I think. He was the youngest person elected to like the school board where he was from at like 23. So I think that because he's so narcissistic,
interesting,
that personality lends itself better to a top who can just get in and get out.
Oh,
and just be all about his own pleasure.
I'm going to take the counter view.
All right.
So here's
you took the counter view when I said he was a bottom.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Aaron Schock is a fucking horrible, filthy pig bottom. And here's why I say it.
Fag counter fag.
His pants. His pants are these sort of like
his pants are pretty ridiculous.
Pleated, sort of like I'm wearing top man pants.
Don't even get me started on that Downton Abbey office.
Correct. So like number one, you decide to decorate your office as a Downton Abbey office.
To the tune of how many $1,000?
There's only 3 people in the world who will do that. And one of them is Maggie Smith. She's dead now.
That's correct. She's not dead.
And we really
you
miss
can't
her.
just say that.
We miss her a
She's
lot.
not dead.
The other one is me. And I'm a bottom. And the third one is Aaron Schock. So like by power of deduction...
Oh...
He's a bottom.
You're making a really compelling argument.
So, the third point I'll make. Aaron Schock is a pig bottom.
Have you made a point yet?
And here's why I'll say that. One time, I was at Folsom. And, you know, we're walking around Folsom.
Where are we headed?
There are sausage patties. There are whipping boots. And
I've been to Folsom.
When then, you know, one day, I'm there. And, like, Aaron Schock is sort of like... Hey,
this is not true. This is not a true story.
Whip my butt. And I was like, I'm not going to whip your butt.
This is an insanely apocryphal...
I'm not going to whip your butt because I respect myself. But Aaron Schock was like, no, please whip my butt. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But like, Aaron Schock was like a congressman from Illinois, so I whipped his butt. And then I was like, you're a pig power bottom. So my thing is like, that's proof. And so like the way I want to like end this conversation.
I love that the most political topic
is
the
one
worst. At the end with all the views in your system.
This should be what it is every time. So like Aaron Schock.
Box of abs.
Look, Aaron Schock.
Oh,
Listen.
are we?
I want to
He'll
talk.
listen.
I want
He's
to talk
listening
directly
right now.
to you.
Okay.
Because I know that you sometimes you Google search on your Apple iPhone. You say, "Can I find
Is
the
there a different kind of
trashiest? What is the bottomest thing I can listen to?" And that's this podcast. So, Aaron, listen, I'm here for you. Like, I support you, and I want you to be good. So
He wants you to top him.
no, Aaron, I don't want you to top me because
Oh, you don't? You gonna kick him out of bed for eating crackers?
because I know you're bottom. Aaron, I know you're bottom.
Two bottoms will make a top.
No, they don't.
And we don't.
Not unless
No.
you have a double head.
Aaron, I know we don't. So, Aaron, I want you to be... Just be yourself, Aaron. It gets better. It gets better.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Aaron?
You won't get better.
Aaron, it gets better. And, like, here's the thing. You and I, we're going to go through a lot together. And I feel like we're gonna
So
find
let's
a
talk
way.
about
He
some
never sponsored a bill.
But you,
He
Aaron...
never sponsored a single bill.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's
He
talk
did
about
it.
some other
Steve
politicians
King
who might...
sponsors bills.
Talk about
Oh.
some other politicians who might be gay.
Oh, you want to talk about
Or
Outrage?
Who were.
Everybody needs to go on Netflix and watch Outrage. That
I've seen
documentary, it's really good.
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So good.
So, who do we think are gay?
Mhm.
Is that what you're asking us right now? Josh, who do you think is gay?
I don't have any other ones.
I've heard that Barney Frank is gay.
No, I wouldn't believe that
I've
at all.
actually heard that that's true.
What?
Yeah, I've heard
Oh!
that it's gay.
You
it's
know
gay.
who I think is gay?
It's gay, it follows, it's gay.
You know who I think is fucking gay?
Oh, tell us.
I'm gonna
Oh, say
murdered
it.
for this.
It's so good.
Homeland Security's already listening. Whatever.
Jenna Napolitano.
Hey, Jay Johnson. What?
Oh,
Jenna
yes.
Napolitano.
Jenna Napolitano's gay.
Sure, but I'm talking about dudes.
Oh, yes, dicks.
First of all, your first name's Lindsay.
Oh, miss, yes.
Lindsey Graham is gay.
I'm sorry, Miss Graham. Ooh, she is a fag.
She... We're literally gonna be run out of town.
No, I think that Josh Allen is onto something.
Oh!
And by something, I mean Lindsey Graham is a faggot.
Yeah. I mean, Lindsey Graham is gay.
Lindsey Graham is gay.
He's gay.
Here's the thing, Lindsay. Lindsay, are you listening? You're listening, Lindsay.
I'm sure.
Lindsay, you're listening. Because I know that you have a Google search saved for bottoms and podcasts. So, Lindsay. Lindsay. You're gay. Lindsay. It's fine. It's okay.
I think, isn't he literally the only bachelor in the Senate?
Yeah, because he's a faggot.
Wow, I can't believe I've heard that word so many times in this
Have we said
podcast.
faggot a lot?
Yeah.
He
good.
keeps trying to wife up John McCain, and John McCain is like, no.
John McCain is like,
I'm
spent
already
35
married.
years in a bamboo
Right.
prison, and I don't want to have sex with you, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Stop trying to have sex with me, Lindsay.
Yeah, I'm already married to the villain from Rumpelstiltskin.
Isn't that Rumpelstiltskin?
Oh, is that Rumpelstiltskin?
I think he's the
Who's
villain.
the one who's like, and you prick your finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel? Like,
Maleficent.
oh, okay. So yeah. I'm married to the villain from Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know. I'm married to the villain from Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know. They both spun things. Right? There was
That is true.
They
That is
both
true.
had a
They both-
spinning wheel.
they
Thank you,
both did,
Adrian.
yeah.
Save me, Adrian.
Listen.
Rumpelstiltskin, he made someone make out of gold or
Straw into gold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all I'm saying is, Lindsey Graham, we see you, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Girl,
Lindsay,
come to Buffalo
Lindsay,
after this.
we love you, girl. Lindsay, come
Meet us at Buffalo,
Baby
girl.
Lindsay, baby Lindsay, baby Lindsay. Listen, Abu Ghraib was sad. We all agree.
How awful is it for South Carolina that their senators are Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott?
Oh, Tim Scott is upsetting.
He's really upsetting. He's
Listen,
problematic.
Here's the thing. This is our first podcast.
He was appointed.
So you don't know this,
He was-
but Joshua Allen is our representative African American on the podcast.
That
and
is
he's
true.
going to have to speak
That
to
is true.
Tim Scott.
I know I don't sound black.
But he's black. He's so black.
I'm really black.
He's the blackest
I'm a
person.
Milky Way midnight.
Can we tell everyone that joke?
No, Adrian. It's a podcast.
Which one? The Hitler joke?
No, oh my God, no one jokes about Hitler.
Which joke?
The SAT joke.
I don't know that joke.
What did the black man get on his SATs?
Barbecue sauce. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's really good.
And
All
it's
right.
not like really offensive.
Are we done?
No.
Oh, wow. I gotta know West Hollywood.
Guys, are there any suggestions or fun things to see online or something to watch that you guys recommend?
So I just showed JC this video. It's on BuzzFeed Video, which, by the way, BuzzFeed Video is doing God's work.
Yeah, it's very good.
I watched this video called Indians Try American Sweets. And it's people from India that are eating Pop-Tarts and Pop Rocks and Laffy Taffies and Twinkies for the first time. And they're describing what's going on in their bodies as they're eating this.
I thought you were talking about American Indians because the first time they tried our sweets, it wasn't really
Oh,
good.
yeah. By sweets, we mean smallpox. Those were our sweets.
No one's described smallpox as a sweet.
Try our dessert. It's a horribly infectious disease.
It's terrible
It's
disease.
death. It's death.
But this blanket keeps you warm.
No, I meant Indians from India.
Uh-huh.
It was a hilarious video. JC, wasn't it funny?
I endorsed that video. I will also endorse the video of the overweight African American boy who sings a Rihanna song and then it's spliced together with him showing his belly in a Chicago Bulls jersey.
Well, I've told you where to find my video.
My
Good
video-
luck finding the one he just
My
described.
video can be found by
What do you even Google?
visiting...
Also, everyone needs to play googlefeud.com. It's like Family Feud for Google. So like, you'll play and you guess how Google auto completes things. It's actually really addictive.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
All right.
Okay, well, I think that we had a very successful first podcast.
Did we?
Did we? No, it was really good.
I think it was really good.
We had a lot of fun. And I think that when our listeners
Just like-
send in some topics, it's going to be even more fun. One last thing. At the end of every podcast, we will quote a Tennessee Williams passage.
Yeah, we'll just quote Tennessee Williams.
Yeah.
Or any trashy gay man of the mid-century.
I love gay man.
So what's the quote?
Here we go.
Can you do it in his voice?
No.
Did we know what his voice was
I
like?
don't know, Southern?
The Southern gay.
I've been having quite a hectic time of it, living with a little Mexican. I didn't mind her bringing in trade, as long as she saved a little of her energy for my own entertainment. But recently, she started falling asleep as soon as her trade departed. So I kicked her out of bed and sent her out on the streets. I wrote her a mildly affectionate note of farewell, which she mistakenly interpreted as a plea to return. So, back she came tonight with her 2 shirts, alarm clock, and perfume. These Mexicans are charming little things, if you can live through them.
That is ridiculous.
That's my favorite quote ever.
I think it describes...
Adrian.
Yep.
Yes, I am part Mexican. So this...
Which part? Oh, now I'm channeling him. Now I'm channeling him.
You won't be able to get Tennessee Williams' voice out of your head for the rest of the night.
No.
Well, everyone, it was great having you guys listen to us. This podcast is brought to you by vodka. Not any special vodka, just well vodka.
Yeah. Like Pop-Off.
This podcast is brought to you by vodka.
Bye-bye.
It's my favorite thing that I've ever heard.
Don't forget to tweet in your topic suggestions for next week using the handle @WiglessCrime. Thanks, everyone.
I'm a rich now.